Hi, this is Carol from Skill Check, and I'm here with CJ from On the Move, and we're going to be talking about a new product because I saw it and I was like, hey, we need to get together and talk about this because I always love when there's something new out there that we can use in self-storage. How you doing, CJ? You doing good today?
I'm doing great. I'm
Good.
excited to
Hey,
talk about this new product.
yeah, I was really excited about this because this ramp, first off, and I wanted to kind of tell you a story that I had. I had a policy with all my stores that our people were not to help the customers move because especially in California, they're so strict with the workman's comp issues, or I mean the issues where if someone gets hurt, what's going to happen, and so I just said, no, I didn't want anyone hurt. And it was just better that no one helps. So this lady went into one of my stores in Stockton, California, and she said, hey, and she had a bunch of people there earlier moving, but she was so unorganized and they were out there waiting like an hour or so before she even got there with the truck. And so then when they left, or they had a certain time they had to leave, and they all left, and they left her with still some, like, the last load. And so then she went into the office and asked my manager, and she goes, "Oh no, I'm sorry, we can't help you. It's we just can't get hurt, or we can't, we'd love to help you, but she gave her some names of some people that might help. But ultimately, she went out to my maintenance person and worked on him, and I'm well, she did give him some money that we found out later on, but she gave him some money and then he helped her. And as they were coming off of, it was a big U-Haul truck, but as they were coming off the truck, she had the couch on one end, and the manager, I mean the maintenance guy, was backing down the ramp. Well, she lost her end, and
Oh,
so it kind of teetered there, I guess, and then it fell and it broke. It broke
yeah.
the frame, I guess, to the couch. And and my guy fell and hurt himself, and she fell off. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I get this call, and my office is at the other end of the store. So I was over there pretty quickly, but my manager ended up, or my maintenance guy ended up hurt pretty bad. And so he had to go to the hospital, and it was, this whole thing was a mess. And then the lady sued us.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sued us for, and then she
Of
wanted
course
money
she
for
did.
her broken thing. This is exactly what I thought might
Of course
happen.
she
And then
did.
my maintenance guy was out for like 6 months because of his injury. And I was like, wow,
Oh my
none of
gosh.
this thing went well.
They
And
would
that
just
when I
listen, right?
right, and those normal ramps that come with the U-Haul, they're so thin, right? They're just like for the dolly thing, the things to get it on and off with, and it's just not wide enough for most people that are moving. And I love this. And then the fact that it's kind of lightweight and it's easy to pull out, that is even better. And
Right.
I was like shocked to know like that it took up to 2,200 pounds on it. That is amazing. I mean, we're not really going to carry anything that heavy down with it, right? But or is that
Right.
the truck itself? But still, I really, and the other thing, CJ, is I'm not letting you say a word here, am I?
Oh no,
I
that's
was,
fine. No,
I was
I'm
like,
excited
I
to
was
hear
gonna
other
tell.
people's opinion on it.
Yeah. So what was interesting, I had a store in San Francisco. I had a couple of them, but in one in particular, we used to let the customer drive the trucks that you supplied us. And we lost, I think in one year, we lost like 8 or 9 mirrors, the side mirrors, because San Francisco is so difficult to try, even to pull over somewhere or whatever. And our trucks were just too big to let the customers take them. And so finally I said, okay, just the maintenance man, is driving people around. It just didn't work other than that. So, and I thought, well, this van is smaller. This would work perfect in San Francisco for those, smaller streets. It's going to be easier to park. It's not as big. It's just what a find this is, to be able to have something, and being just like a regular van, it would be easier for customers to drive too if you let the customers drive.
Exactly. I mean, the cargo vans are definitely a big hit in the bigger cities, and um, for the smaller parking areas, especially San Francisco, is definitely
Yeah.
a hard time to get truck. Definitely very difficult for novice drivers to drive a truck around. I would
Yes.
think. But luckily, I mean, I know there's definitely ways to get around it with having more experienced people drive the trucks and that kind of thing. But this truck is just so great because it does have this ramp, and we're excited about the ramp because usually you have to step up, which is very difficult for people
Yes.
that aren't movers, and for
Right.
women, for me not to use a hand truck and actually have to carry something and lift it up onto a cargo van is hard.
It
so
is hard. Yep.
so being able to use a dolly and get things onto into the cargo van is definitely a life changer and a game changer for the future of moving, I believe.
Yes. And what's safer for our customers is going to be better for us and everything. So,
Exactly.
and it's just, I think when we think, especially metropolitan locations, this has got to be a great answer for that. And it still has got the mobile billboard part too, because there's lots of space there on the back and all over to get good graphics on these too.
Yes, exactly. That's what I like about the ramp on the back too. Is it's a pretty cool place where we can put more graphics on and wrap that as well even.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love that part.
Yes. So
And
there's definitely opportunity for wrapping that and wrapping the sides of the truck and definitely or I'm sorry, the van. I'm not used to saying van yet. so
yeah, I know I was thinking, would say truck too, but it's a van, right? And I
right.
just think I mean, even rural areas where lots of people have trucks, still with your inclement weather, if you have a truck and you're trying to get stuff and it's raining or snowing, that doesn't work either. So these vans go perfectly for all weather types, right?
Exactly. They can pull up right to a garage pretty easily and definitely keep things a little bit more protected. So
Yeah,
yeah, because this truck is I did some math with and it is only about just a little bit over 8 foot tall
yeah.
to be able to
Yeah,
get. So
that's
that
not bad. It
definitely
kind of looks tall in this with to the
I think they shot
electrical
it down
wires,
a
but
little bit
it's
better angle, but
yeah.
so it's
But I love
definitely
the inside too because sometimes, I've gotten in trucks and I'm like, oh my gosh, it almost looks like a stick shift somewhere. But this one's easy, and it's all the controls look easy where you're not fiddling with something to try to get it going. Everything is so simple that they can look at it and make it work
yes, I think it
easily.
even has cruise control, which is a little bit different. I know with our box trucks, our 4350s, that we've always kept them a little bit, Spartan, I guess you would call it, with not
Yeah.
having the roll up windows and stuff. Like people, I mean, I think that's one of the last places you see it. But you're running it out to the public. You don't want to invest to make it too crazy and have all the
Right.
bells and whistles. But so yeah, this one's definitely a little bit fancier in that aspect that it has a little bit more of the typical feel of in a normal vehicle that you would see the amenities of available. So it's
Yeah.
definitely more user friendly. You feel like you're in a car or
You feel like
driving
you're
an
in a car. That's what
SUV.
I thought with the inside. It's like, wow, that's so cool that it looks more like a car. And just the ways to get in and out. I love these pictures because it's like you could do the side door, you could have multiple people putting things in and going out. And you know what's weird? CJ, sometimes, especially right now, because we're so full in self-storage, we're renting people like two, 10 by 10s because we don't have any 10 by 20s. So, one person could be loading this stuff up from the front and the other stuff that has to come off of the dolly can come off the back. And it makes it way easier to just
You're
load
right.
everything in. The delicate stuff you might put up right up, front through the side door. And then the stuff you have to roll on the heavy stuff on the back. So
Exactly. And I know when I moved, I just threw like all my clothes and hangers, into a
yeah,
sheet and I could put that in the
yes.
front and I could take that and be out of my husband's way when he's taking the back stuff. There's all kind of cool things. I was super excited about the size that rolled out. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, especially those last loads where you're just like, wait a minute, I didn't have any more boxes or I have plants. I have a lot of big plants and stuff. It's like, oh
Right.
boy.
And look, I mean, look at the sunlight. I mean, you can see right through it
Yeah,
and
you
it's
can
pretty,
see it. Yeah, I switched there on you. Sorry.
oh, that's
But
fine.
yeah, you
No,
can
but yeah, being
definitely
able to see
see.
through and keeping it bright in there is pretty
Yep.
cool too.
Yep.
But
I really also like this picture because you can just see how easy it is to, get in, in an area that's busy, and you may have to parallel park and you still just that ramp is still not, too long that it makes it hard to get off, but it's a perfect way to get customers and easily to where they're going.
Yeah, and I mean San Antonio. I live in San Antonio, and I even live in an I lived in an apartment, and our apartment. The cool feature of it was that it was in a parking garage, and so
Yeah,
like I didn't have to take an elevator. I could drive right up to my basically my apartment door. Well, that was really cool until I was ready to move out
yeah,
and move in. It was like I had to go through this huge hallway and be able to get out there. But if I would have had this cargo van, which we didn't of course have when I was ready to move, of course being
yeah,
a selling trucks and moving trucks as my
right,
family does. It's always I've never had the right timing for it, but
right.
yeah. So I was like, that's pretty cool. With even in San Antonio where we have more space and more parking areas, but being able to get into the parking garages. And I don't know. A really cool thing about it too is that one of the interesting things is why we also chose Dodge is that our transits. I don't know if you've noticed, but they're pretty popular with Amazon Prime.
Yes,
And as much as we've sold with Ford and stuff, Amazon tends to be a priority
right.
for getting those vans. So the Dodge ProMaster is a little bit easier to get as well for us. And just, I mean, well, not right now. Everything right now is a little bit crazy with the
Right.
inventory. I mean, even
Rough.
getting rosemary bushes is more difficult than it should be right now. But um, so that is one thing is with the Dodge why we've chosen the Dodge as well.
Yep.
But we can still do the Transit. We still we can still get the ramp on there. But it's still been with inventory and even getting box trucks right now. The cargo van has also been a little bit of a cushion for us to be able to make sure that we have the best inventory for our customers and have
Yeah.
stuff out there because it's been difficult to get trucks and stuff at this time.
Yeah. Well, I put this particular one here because I
Okay.
wanted to remind people that for me, especially when I open a new property, I need every advantage I can get. And for me, the truck is huge. Seeing that truck around and getting the graphics where I love the graphics on this is beautiful.
Yes,
It's,
really
it,
great.
it attracts your eye. It basically the only I would for me I would have put that phone number somewhere up higher than down low like they put it there, but I believe that these actually really work. And if you want something to be an advantage or to give yourself, at a brand new store, you want to come out like gangbusters, this really does help because if you offer a free move-in truck, it's that extra added incentives. You don't necessarily have to discount your product because you're giving them, they don't have to go get a U-Haul. You're saving them several $100s by being able to use this as opposed to going to some other way. Or even if they're trying to do it in their car or their truck or whatever. So but that this mobile billboard for me is the most important factor. However, I do like the fact that it's a van also.
Yes, well, I know. I mean, everyone pretty much has to use a truck somehow or some way to get their stuff into your facility. It might as well be an avenue for you to either give them service or make some profit as well.
Right.
So and
It,
definitely I love the advertising. That's being a marketing major and director here. Definitely my passion is the marketing. I
yes.
think and my grandpa's as well is why we started on the move and had a truck at our facility. So
Yeah.
definitely the branding and it's driving around town. It's advertising your business and your
Mhm.
storage facility. It's also parked on a street for quite a while people are moving in and out and just a billboard for you for sure.
Yeah. I've been doing some work with a major company in self-storage with their call center, and I was on the call center, it was, like 2 weeks ago. And this lady said that she just saw one of their trucks driving by and she said, "Hey, I just got your number off of this truck." And it just reminded me, and she said, "Well, where are you located? And I need something right away." And I was like, "See those trucks work?" And there it is, right on that call that they saw it, and then she wrote it down. She goes, "I wrote it down. I kind of scrolled. I wasn't sure if I had the right number, but she said I got the number down and called." So they really do work. And you've just if your store is in distress, if you're opening a new property, this is the stuff that can give you that extra advantage with customers. And I know some owners really, CJ, they worry about the liability of it. With the insurance that we have, where the ability to, use their own insurance. I know my insurance, I have USAA insurance, so they cover me in rental vehicles, things like that. So, and you all also provide lots of forms for us, to fill out for everything, and it's amazing. It's all in one package, and I love that part.
Yes, and I mean we're definitely so picky about our insurance program, and we've kept it at the $5 million worth of liability because, of course,
Right.
we wanted to protect our storage facility.
Right.
So that's, I mean, we want to protect ourselves. This is what we found to be the best, and 5 million pretty much unheard of for the handing over your keys to strangers. So
Right.
we're very proud of our program with that, and offering the software to be able to book it and print the
Yes.
forms and keep yourself protected.
Yep. I love that. Well, CJ,
You know,
thank
and
you.
then
Oh, go ahead.
the big, oh, I was gonna say, but the biggest thing that people do, and it's preventable, is go through drive-throughs anyway. Like that is the biggest accident that we get, or the most claims that we get, are people wanting to take their truck through a drive-through. So it's just
Drive-through.
we just remind them not to do that.
Yeah. We said we had a little like rules, keep it clean, leave it clean, and don't take any extra rider. We had a little thing to just try to tell them. But the managers, I said, you need to just tell them, and be careful about everything that they do. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
and
definitely,
drive-through was on the list because I think I've had 3 drive-through incidents. And sometimes, I think it's Taco Bell that puts, or some of them put a little movable sign. So if it hits it before it hits something else, so they know it's like, oh, wait a minute. And so that's a great idea for drive-through people. Anyway, we'd love you to subscribe here and like us, and CJ, look forward to seeing you in Vegas and all the shows that we're back at, and
absolutely.
can't wait to see those trucks in person again
Yes, well, I hope to
on
see
the
you in
show
person
floor.
soon too. It's been too
Yeah,
long. So
I know, it's awesome.
see
All
you
right,
out
well,
there.
thank you so much all for attending. If you have anything you'd like us topic to talk about, please let us know. And thank you for listening, and happy renting. Bye.